guys, interwebkaiju here. This is Rodan War of the Gargantuas. We've already looked at War of the Gargantuas, and today we're going to be looking at Rodan, suggested by YouTube user Jeffy2001.
Dead bodies start to be found in a mine. At first it is played as a bit of a mystery, but is then revealed to be the work of giant bug creatures called Mechagodzilla. The monsters look a bit unrealistic, but at the same time they're memorable and distinguishable from other bug-type monsters found in cinema. If you need more Mechagodzilla action, they do make a reappearance many years later in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, but as far as their role here, they're just food for the bigger threat of the film. A couple of pteranodons, both given the name Rodan. I like the nature of the characters. I know miners aren't unheard of in kaiju films, but it's a nice change of pace from all the scientists, detectives, and military personnel that we so often see as protagonists. I mean, all of those people are still here in Rodan, but for the majority of the first act, it's mostly just the miners. The video quality is pretty good, on the Japanese version at least. The dubbed version suffers from a lot of scenes where everything looks off-colored, usually pink. If any of you have seen the classic media release of Rodan, it's much like that, if not the exact same awful transfer. At times, the video is pretty dark in terms of lighting, but a lot of the dark scenes happen when it emphasizes the characters on screen's lack of ability to see, so it actually works in favor of the film. It also adds to the horror-esque feeling that the first act of the film has. The horror aspect in it is cool. The first human casualty caused by Rodan involves an exploding jet, and from the explosion, the scene cuts to the pilot's retrieved helmet on a table, covered in blood. This was an effective scene, and I think that feeling is mirrored in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla when the Mechagodzilla kills the teenagers and it cuts to the bloody wall. The Mechagodzilla show up very early in the movie, and I love that they go from seemingly being the main conflict to just a snack for another monster. Who's just an infant? The sound design is great, from the somber music to the unique sounds given to roars and movements for both the Mechagodzilla and the Rodans. The actors and actresses all do a great job portraying confusion, concern, sorrow, and shock. I love the camera work, the pans and zooms are fantastic, and at times, scenes are focused just the right amount to make everything look phenomenal. The scene of Rodan flipping a Jeep is cool. Even with the toy car, the cinematography and scene editing make it great to me. There's even a little man getting crushed in between the car and the rocks. At one point, a few jets take Rodan down, and I like this. It's not often that normal military equipment is able to even hurt kaiju. I feel like the Rodans are portrayed here much more like animals than invincible, thoughtless monsters. Obviously not all kaiju films portray their monsters like that, but here they seem to have instincts, thoughts, and even emotion, and I really like that. The miniature buildings are wonderful, and the shingles and other debris flying off of them is even better. Most of the projection work is great. I love the shot of a soldier hanging onto a tree to keep from flying away. And Toho obviously did too, as it would be used in multiple other films in the years to come. Even though it's clearly fake, I really like the jets put onto this moving background. There's a few times where backgrounds look like paintings, and this part where the jet pilot looks pretty odd. The Rodan suit is fine. Nothing great in my opinion, but nothing terrible. Unfortunately, during the city destruction scenes, you can see its wires pretty clearly. Additionally, has anything been officially stated about what this breath is? Even though this is by far the visually superior version of the movie, there's still some shots where there's a lot of scratches on the film. Some of the vehicles do look pretty unrealistic. Some have visible wires, others have inanimate people in them, but none of this is too distracting. The launching of the missiles in the finale goes on a bit too long. There's also this one scene where the Mechagodzilla scaling the side of a mountain that also goes on a bit too long and looks pretty lackluster. It ends in an equally unconvincing attack and fall down the mountain.
So that was Rodan. It's not a movie I come back to a lot, but it was highly enjoyable. Definitely recommend it. Thanks for watching. So I just rewatched the Mechagodzilla killing the teenagers in Godzilla vs. Megaguirus. I don't know if it cuts to blood or if it's like the Mechagodzilla mucus or something, because it spits mucus at the girl too. And the clip of the wall is when he kills the boy. The whole scene's just actually kind of pretty scary and bloody. It's got some actual blood coming out of the dude's face. It's pretty scary. It'll be around here. Just wanted to share that with you because that was totally a thing, and I haven't revisited that in a while. But pretty weird for the series, but it's done great. Again, thanks for watching.